ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So here we are on the Serene Coast, in our Conqueror gun carriage. And we're going to give a whack at trying to complete our missions that we've been trying to complete to get the artillery missions done for the Object 260. So I have to stun enemy vehicles for 200 seconds in total. Allies must destroy 3 vehicles stunned or immobilized by moi. And secondary is we need to win the mission. So my platoon mate and I are going to play bumper cars there for a second. Basically, I like to go in this, aimed over there, in this area right here, sometimes up here, for artillery because, well, for one, the arc on this is good enough to shoot up over the hill. So if anything does start coming up in this area, you know, over here, close to you, you won't get spotted, you won't get taken out. And I can shoot right over those, try and get out of this mode here, and I can shoot over those hills there. And also, then you can also get shots on this side up at this stuff here. So I saw the heavy tanks moving in. They were spotted. Unfortunately, they went and visit tank. So I saw this lovely group of tanks up here, and I decided I'm going to shoot premium tanks because I need to splash as big of an area as I can to stun as many vehicles as I can for my team to, you know, destroy 3 of the vehicles that are stunned. So I take that shot there, and kind of everything that was sitting there went invisible. So looking just real quick, it doesn't look like I did any damage. Might have stunned some, but that was all. So they're staying pretty well grouped up here, and this is what I like to see, because I need to, you know, hit a group. Like right there would have been an optimal shot time to shoot, because they were all grouped up, and the splash radius of this would have hit a bunch of them. So I decided I'm going to take a shot up in here, right there, and we splash those, actually 3 of them. We splashed those 3 right there. This one we only did very, very little damage to, if that was even for me hitting them, you know, splashing them. But we hit, yeah, we hit the M103 for 213 and the Centurion 71 for 330, and we stunned them. And now what I need to watch for is my team finishing these guys off. Unfortunately, I've said it time and time again, I hate these missions where you have to rely on your team as part of your mission. Just for the simple fact that, you know, if you got a team full of window lickers, it just ain't gonna happen. We hit that RHM PZW for a nice 1,211 chunk of his health is gone. Left him with 80 hit points, and he backed off real quick, fast, and in a hurry. So I'm going to continue help. I wanted to help these guys over here because that's where my platoon mates were, but these guys obviously needed more help than they did over here. Then I saw that these guys were getting down to, you know, very, very few tanks taking on a lot, so I switch over to help them in a little bit here. So we aim up here at the 4005, the old sheep barn, and we hit him for 1,167 damage. I was having a flashback. I'm like, oh my god, Arty's back to the way it used to be. I'm going to be able to do my missions. And then I turn around and hit a tank for like 200. I'm like, oh, well, guess not. Actually, I think I hit this 430-2 right in the ass for like 400 or 200 or something. And I believe it was a direct hit. I can't remember if he gets backed out of there before I get low. I thought I hit him. I guess it wasn't a super right on the money direct hit, but it did hit him. Knocked his tracks off, hit him in the, looked like the right rear quarter panel of his tank there. But then I saw these guys right here, you know, these guys here getting kind of close to me, and I'm like, this is not good. And I saw that pat, and I'm like, oh god, get loaded, because I'd be able to just erase him off the map. Unfortunately, the load time on this is very long. It's, God, what, oh, 37, I'm looking right at it, 37.17 seconds, so basically a 38-second load time. This one shoots right over that STRV. I was pretty bummed about that. And I saw that my platoon mates over here were having a little bit of difficulty with all those heavies. I thought, you know, I'm going to have to help them guys over there. So I aim in and, you know, I tell them I told them, I said, hey, I'm going to work on these E75s, see if we can get these guys whittled down a little bit for you. So don't scare them off, you know, as in don't, you know, if you can, don't take a shot when I'm down to 4 seconds of getting loaded. And so DJ in the T110E3, I said, don't scare this guy off, and boom. So we're able to finish him off. One less heavy they got to worry about. And I take a shot at another one, another E75 here in a minute, I think. I thought I helped. I thought I stayed aimed in over at. Yeah, I was gonna say I thought I stayed aimed in over there. So now this other E75 is coming in, and DJ is getting, you know, shot at by artillery, and they're splashing them. But I told him, I said, let me help you get rid of this other E75, or, you know, let me just try and take a chunk out of them. I said, just don't scare them off. I'm about ready to shoot, and my round goes a little bit too far. It does splash him for 175, but if it would have been a direct hit, it would have erased him. And the problem DJ had was he was getting shot in the side by this 50B up here. And there's no way I could have got a shot on him. You know, he wasn't even loaded. So I started aiming back up here at these guys, because basically our T95 is up there by his little lonesome, and he's starting to get flanked. So I figured, you know, I better start shooting out, you know, at these guys and try and help in this T95, because he's going to get knocked out here in a second. He's only got 16 HP. So we get loaded, hit a direct shot right in the butt of that STRV, and only did 500 hit points of damage. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Boy, they really did not do artillery any favors. So I figure, you know I'm lit. I need to get tucked in here on this rock. Didn't think anything could hit me, and lo and behold, I get hit by the batshit artillery. And that shows you what a piece of crap that artillery is. It does have multiple shots, but here I'm in an artillery, and he hits me for 212. Hits me again for 306, but I'm still alive. You know, any one of the other artilleries, it would have done probably a heck of a lot more damage. I was waiting for a third round to come in, and nothing. I'm like, sweet. He only had 2 shells left. So it's down to me, myself, and I versus a whole bunch. And I knew I was going to die, but I didn't want this Patton to take me out. So we zoom in, and we erase him. But I got erased too. Yeah, I got shot in the side by that STRV. That's the only damage he actually took, was the damage I did to him. So, yeah, there was a lot of tanks that the only damage they took was from me. The team that was, you know, with us here, just, yeah, they, not good. Unfortunately, I've been getting teams like that. Every time I play my artillery, I tend to get teams that I could stun 32 tanks, and they'll hit the, you know, 33rd tank that's not stunned. You know, I mean, seriously, 15 tanks, I could hit 14 of them, and they'll hit the 15th one I didn't stun. Or I'll stun all 15 of them. I can stun every one of the tanks, and they'll wait until the tank is either not stunned, or, you know, the track isn't off, and then they'll shoot. It's like, oh my God, I'm never going to get these missions done. I swear I'll probably never get these artillery missions done. I think what I might end up doing is using those, you get them for doing the primary and secondary conditions of the other, for like the little tank destroyer there, the T-55A, and all the other tank destroyer. So you get those little like mission things you can use to complete missions that you haven't been able to finish, and then, you know, later on down the road, if you actually want to give a try, you can try finishing that mission again, and you'll get that thing back. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's just a way to help you get by missions that you just can't seem to get by. And I have a feeling these Arty missions where I need to count on my team to do damage is where basically where I'm going to have my little downfall issue and not be able to do the missions. But yeah, if you want to hold on for a minute, I will have some post-game stats for you. So hold on, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So I had a match in my Conqueror gun carriage, because I'm still trying to complete those missions to get the Object 260, and I had a flashback. I swear to God I had a flashback, and I thought, It was 2 years ago, and artillery was back the way it used to be. Then I woke up and hit a tank directly in the face for 200. So, but I had a hell of a match on this, and yeah, what they did to artillery, and I don't like artillery, to be honest with you, either way, on being that when I'm shooting or on the receiving end, just, and I understand that it has its place in the game. It's supposed to be for when people are camping or if you got a group of tanks. And I try when I'm playing not to focus one person out unless they're being a retard and sitting right in the middle of a field, not moving, and just giving you shots saying shoot me. Um, I do try and hit multiple targets, multiple groups of tanks or tanks that are getting in positions where they're hauled down to get them out of there. But also, I do XPM, see who the people are that are your super unicoms, and I will focus on them. And I have it happen to me all the time, so I know how it feels, and it sucks. But, that's just a part of being a super unicom or a unicom player. You know what's going to happen. But anyways, yeah, I had one hellacious match in this gun carriage. So, I was actually surprised it was only a Mastery Badge 3. I did get a bruiser, and I got a Gore's medal because I did 8 times. You have to drive an SPG and cause damage exceeding 8 times the hit points in your vehicle. And I got 7 bonds for just that one medal. I thought that was pretty cool. It's hard to get bonds as it is, so it's nice when you get a good chunk of them. But we had some good shots for like excuse me, FB4005. Guaranteed I ruined his day. I hit him for 1,167 damage in one shot and finished him off, and knocked out his track too. The RHM PCW, we ruined his day too because we hit him for 1,211 and knocked out his radio and his turret. So yeah, when I hit those two, and I think those two pretty close to the beginning of the match, I started having flashbacks. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's back to the old Arty. And then I hit an E75 for 175. I thought, nope, it's the same old crappy Arty. But that's the difference between when you hit something that has absolutely no armor, or hit him in the rear or side, and when you hit something like the E75 that's got great armor and only do 175. I might have only splashed him. I think actually I only splashed him, but and we knocked off his track. And the other E75, we hit him for 310, finished him off. M103, hit him for 213, and knocked out his tracks and his commander. Centurion 7-1, hit him for 330, knocked out his track. M46 Patton, hit him at the very end there. He was coming around to try taking me out, and I slammed one right into him for 319, finished him off. Excuse me, knocked out his ammo rack, destroyed his tracks. Object 430-2, we hit him for 419, and like that one, I did hit him in the rear. Almost, I think, direct hit right in the rear, and did a whopping 419 damage. Knocked out his track commander and his loader. Skoda T50, he was up in the hill there at the beginning, and I did kind of a blind shot, and I know I hit like a group of people, not, he was in that area, so I just knocked out his track. STRV 1030, one of the shots I hit him with did 500. One shot I took at him, if I would have aimed in a little bit, aimed too far out, and the round sailed right over him, so it was kind of a bummer. But the one hit we did hit him with did 500 damage, knocked out his ammo rack, and destroyed his tracks. So we did 4,644 damage, got 3 kills, and a base experience of 455. I thought on artillery, oh no, I could kick myself. I gotta enable allies to cause damage to 4 vehicles. Blah blah blah. I think the mission I used to have on there is I had to place top. Which did I even place top? I did. I had to place top in my in the match in experience earned, and I clicked that one off and went to another one because in artillery you rarely get the most experience. So I figured I'd set that one towards the end and work on that one last, and I would have had it done with this match. Oh, I could kick myself right in the ass. Huh. But, yeah, Can't beat him, join him, I guess. I was platooned up with a buddy of mine, actually two buddies, DJ. He was in his T110E3 and he had 1,820 damage, got a kill, basic experience 470, excuse me, 427. And another noob, he's a new guy in our clan. Pretty good player. He was playing his E100, 1,441 damage, got one kill, basic experience of 297. Unfortunately, even with me doing almost 5,000 damage and my buddy doing almost 2,000, the other guy, another noob, almost doing 1,500 there, just wasn't enough to win the match. So we ended up losing, unfortunately. But I had 10 shots, 5 direct hits, 7 splashes, for a total of 4,644 damage, and from a distance of more than 300 meters, it was 4582. I got a shot at their Patton kind of close up and derped him in the face there, knocked him out. We did get hit 3 times, and obviously all 3 penned. And we damaged 10, destroyed 3, so we hit a pretty good chunk of the enemies. Didn't hit every one of them, but we reached out and touched, 3/4 of them. Total duration of stuns was 180.61 seconds. Somebody's got their damn brights on. Damage to enemies stunned by me was only a whopping 169. And this is what I was talking about a few reviews ago, how you got to rely on your team, because this match enable my allies to cause damage to 4 vehicles by spotting them or destroying their tracks. Wait a minute, that's a light tank mission. Oh, yeah, that's because I was looking at a light tank. I'm like, what the hell? That doesn't make any sense. Let's put it on the right artillery. Maybe I do have it still on that mission that I was talking about. So what is the mission I have to do? Stun enemy vehicles for 200 seconds in total. Allies must destroy 3 vehicles stunned or immobilized by moi. And I did all that damage, hit all those vehicles, and they did a whopping 169 damage. So I have to count on, we'll say, 12 window lickers, since I was platooned up. I can't call my own platoon mates window lickers. So basically I gotta, rely on a team full of people that did a whopping 169 damage to tanks that I, had stunned. And I was shooting up on the hill and stunning, because I was using premium ammo, because you get a bigger spread, and you'll immobilize more tanks, you'll stun more tanks, and lost 91,482 credits, and got 169 damage from friendly vehicles. So yeah, that didn't work out too well for me now, did it? I did lose a lot of credits. Matter of fact, I'm going to switch. Well, actually, nah. I'll leave it there. 9 is, got 15 standard, 9 premium. I shot, I shot all my premium and started working into the standard. But I'm trying to finish those missions, and I know that in order to finish that mission, I'm gonna have to probably use premium rounds, because you splash a much bigger area. So you might splash a tank that you would have not splashed with a standard round. You'll hit him with that premium round, and there's a chance that maybe he would have been hit. So that's why I've been using a lot of premiums in artillery. It doesn't do any more damage. It doesn't give you any more penetration. It just gives you a bigger stun radius. I don't even think it gives you a longer stun period, the amount of time. So the standard gives you stun duration is 33, and the premium is 33. But if you look at the burst radius, the standard is 12.8, where the premium is 14.2. Much bigger radius. So in the long run, it pays for me to use the premium shells in hopes of stunning more vehicles, which gives my whoever I'm teamed up with, or the team, a better chance to hit one of those vehicles that I have stunned to get the damage that I need to do to get that mission done. But that's what I mean by, Wargaming expects me to count on, most of the time, 14 other individuals that barely know which way to point their gun, and here I have to count on them to kill 4 tanks or damage 4 tanks, and 169 damage. I mean, come on. Yep, that's the way the ball bounces with my luck. But anyways, Yeah, so we'll call her good there, and I hope you guys enjoyed the match. If you did, please click the like button down below and subscribe to the channel. You guys take it easy, be safe, and I will see you on the battlefield.